The cramping started at 2 a.m. I knew immediately something was wrong. After 2 years of trying 3 rounds of IVF and $47,000 in fertility treatments, I knew every twinge, every flutter, every signal my body sent. This wasn't normal pregnancy discomfort. This was my baby saying goodbye. Marcus. I shook my husband awake, my voice breaking. We need to go to the hospital. Now. Blood had already soaked through my pajama pants. Marcus jumped up, his face draining of color when he saw the dark stains spreading across our white sheets. We'd bought those sheets specifically for the nursery photos my sister Sophia had planned, part of her Authentic Motherhood Journey content series. The drive to Mercy General was silent except for my muffled sobs. Marcus held my hand at every red light, whispering, "It's going to be okay, Layla. We're going to be okay." But we both knew better. At 14 weeks, after seeing our baby's heartbeat just 3 days ago, after announcing to our families, after finally believing this miracle would stick, we knew exactly what was happening. The ER was cold and blindingly bright. A nurse named Patricia held my hand while they confirmed what I already knew. No heartbeat. No movement. Our baby was gone. "We need to admit you," Dr. Harrison said gently. "The miscarriage is incomplete. We'll need to perform a DNC." I nodded numbly, then remembered. "I should call my parents." "Do you want me to?" Marcus offered, but I shook my head. I needed my mom. Despite everything, despite the complicated dynamics with Sophia, I needed my mother to tell me it would be okay. Mom answered on the second ring, surprisingly alert for 3:30 a.m. "Layla? What's wrong?" "I'm losing the baby, Mom. I'm at Mercy General. Can you?" "Oh my God, we'll be right there." Within 20 minutes, my parents burst through the ER doors. But they weren't alone. Sophia followed, perfectly made up despite the hour, her phone already in her hand. "What is she doing here?" I whispered to Mom. She was staying over, working on her campaign videos. "You know how important her platform is, sweetie." Sophia's platform was her infertility awareness campaign on Instagram. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. While I'd struggled silently with IVF, Sophia had built a following around her very public fertility journey. Except she'd only been trying for 6 months. She'd monetized her struggle before even meeting with a specialist. "I'm so sorry, Layla," Sophia said, but her eyes were on her phone screen, checking angles. "This must be devastating." That's when I noticed the tiny red light. She was already recording. "Are you filming right now?" Marcus's voice was sharp. "Just documenting. My followers have been on this journey with us." "Your journey?" I sat up despite the pain. "This is my miscarriage. Our family's loss," she corrected, adjusting her ring light. When had she brought a ring light? And I realized with growing horror that this was planned. She'd come prepared. The nurse returned to prep me for surgery. "We need to take you up now, Mrs. Thompson." As they wheeled me toward the elevator, I heard Sophia talking to her phone. Family is everything in times like this. As you know, I've been documenting my fertility journey, and today my sister, well, we're experiencing a loss together. "Turn it off," I begged. Mom touched my shoulder. "Let her cope in her own way, honey. At least your loss will have purpose now. It'll help so many women." My loss. Purpose. As if my baby was just content. The anesthesia took me under before I could respond. I woke up empty. Not just physically, though the hollow ache where my baby had been growing was unbearable, but emotionally gutted. Marcus sat beside my bed, his eyes red and swollen. "It's done," he said softly. "You're okay. Physically, you're okay. Where are my parents?" His jaw tightened. "In the waiting room. With Sophia." "Is she still?" "Yeah." I reached for my phone, despite Marcus trying to stop me. Sophia's Instagram was already updated. The video had 47,000 views in 2 hours. There I was, sobbing in the ER bed, begging them to save my baby. There was Marcus, collapsed in a chair, head in his hands. There were my parents, comforting Sophia while she narrated our tragedy. "Today we lost an angel," her voiceover said. "While my own womb remains empty, I watched my sister's dreams shatter. This is the reality of pregnancy loss. This is why I fight." The comments poured in. "So brave. Thank you for sharing. Your strength is inspiring." My strength? I was unconscious, having my dead baby removed from my body while she performed for strangers. Then I saw the worst part. The live stream notification. "Live now. Hospital update. Supporting my sister through loss." I clicked with trembling fingers. There was Sophia, sitting in the hospital chapel, my mother beside her. The hardest part, Sophia was saying, tears perfectly glistening without smudging her mascara, is knowing I might never experience even this. At least my sister got to carry life, even briefly. I'm still waiting for my miracle. Someone commented. Your sister is so lucky to have you. Mom nodded on screen. Sophia's platform helps so many people. I told Layla, at least this loss serves a purpose. It's not meaningless anymore. I vomited. The nurse rushed in, but it wasn't from the anesthesia. It was from the realization that my baby's death had become my sister's breakthrough content. I want them gone, I told Marcus. All of them. Now. He didn't hesitate. I heard raised voices in the hallway, Sophia shrieking about supporting family, Dad calling Marcus controlling, Mom crying about everyone grieving differently. Then silence. Beautiful, peaceful silence. But it didn't last. By the time I was discharged the next day, Sophia's Miscarriage series had gone viral. 2.3 million views. Major influencers sharing it. News outlets picking it up. Influencers' raw hospital live stream shows reality of pregnancy loss. Except it wasn't her loss. It was mine. My phone exploded with messages. Friends who I hadn't told I was pregnant were offering condolences. Coworkers sent flowers. My boss gave me leave I hadn't requested. Everyone had seen my most private, devastating moment because Sophia had broadcast it to the world. Take legal action, Marcus urged. This has to violate some privacy law. The lawyer we consulted was sympathetic but honest. She filmed in public spaces. You didn't explicitly tell her to stop. Your parents apparently consented. It's horrible, but not clearly illegal. That's when I decided. If she wanted to make my pain public, I'd return the favor. I started with research. Real research. Sophia claimed to be struggling with infertility, but I knew things her followers didn't. Like how she'd been on birth control until 4 months ago. How she'd never actually seen a fertility specialist. How her treatments were vitamin supplements she marketed with affiliate links. I created my own account at Stolen Grief Truth. My first post was simple. A screenshot of her live stream with the timestamp showing she'd started filming before even arriving at the hospital. The caption, she brought a ring light to my miscarriage. It gained traction slowly, then explosively. My second post, screenshots of text messages from 2 days before my miscarriage, Sophia asking if she could shadow my next appointment for content inspiration. Third post, the bill from my IVF treatments, $47,000. Next to Sophia's fertility supplement purchases, $200 of sponsored products she got for free. But the killing blow came when I posted the security footage Marcus had requested from the hospital. It showed Sophia in the hallway, actually smiling while adjusting her appearance before entering my room with fake tears. The timestamp showed this was moments after being told I'd lost the baby. The backlash was swift and brutal. Brands dropped her. Followers fled. The infertility community she'd claimed to represent turned on her viciously. Real warriors of IVF and loss called her out for profiting off their pain. My parents called furious. You're destroying your sister. She destroyed my privacy. She monetized my baby's death. She was trying to raise awareness. She was raising her follower count. Mom's voice cracked. This is cruel, Layla. She's your sister. No, cruel is live streaming someone's miscarriage for views. Cruel is bringing lighting equipment to an emergency room. Cruel is making my dead baby about her empty content calendar. She's getting death threats. Then maybe she should have thought about that before she turned my death into her life. I hung up. Sophia tried to salvage things with an apology video. Tears, no makeup, authentic lighting. She claimed she'd been caught up in the moment and just wanted to help others. I responded with one final post, a photo of the tiny urn containing my baby's ashes with the simple caption, "This is not content. This was my child." Her platform crumbled completely. 3 months later, I received a package. No return address, but I recognized Sophia's handwriting. Inside was a check for $73,000, the exact amount she'd earned from the Miscarriage series through views, sponsorships, and sympathy donations from followers. The note said simply, "I'm sorry." I cashed the check and donated every penny to a legitimate pregnancy loss support organization, one that didn't exploit grieving mothers for engagement metrics. A year later, Marcus and I were blessed with a rainbow baby, a healthy girl we named Patricia, after the nurse who held my hand that terrible night. We told no one except Marcus's family until she was safely in our arms. My parents found out through a mutual friend when Patricia was 3 months old. They begged to meet her. Please, Mom sobbed over the phone. We're sorry. We didn't understand. Sophia's in therapy now. She's off social media completely. She's working at a nonprofit, a real one. She's changed. Maybe she has, I said, watching Patricia sleep peacefully. But I have too. I learned that some betrayals cut too deep to heal. You filmed the worst moment of my life for strangers' entertainment. You turned my baby's death into a viral moment. We made a mistake. No, a mistake is forgetting to call. A mistake is saying the wrong thing. You made a choice. You chose content over compassion. You chose followers over family. You chose her platform over my pain. Dad took the phone. You can't keep our granddaughter from us. I can and I will. The same way you kept my dignity from me when you let her broadcast my miscarriage. The difference is I'm protecting my daughter. You were exploiting yours. I hung up and blocked their numbers. Sometimes I see Sophia around town. She looks smaller now, dimmed. No phone in hand, no ring light in her purse. Just a woman who learned too late that some moments are sacred, some pain is private, and some things, once broken, can never be influenced back together. My daughter will grow up knowing that her privacy is precious, her pain is her own, and her mother will protect her from anyone who tries to turn her life into content, even if that someone calls themselves family. Especially then,